So, would you date a guy that have no intention of getting married? Do you believe that marriage should be a lifelong commitment? Would you consider dating a guy that can't able to give you children?
No.
Rolling by strike. Here we go. Welcome back to Richie Rich Abroad. I am your host, Richie Rich. And today I'm excited to bring a video to you that I think really demonstrates the Philippine spirit, the Philippines culture here. So often I've advocated for young men and men in general from the West to travel to the Philippines. If you're looking for a wife, if you're looking for that traditional woman, that fit, feminine, and friendly woman, because I believe that there are lots of them in the Philippines that have traditional values, family values, that a lot of our men would really enjoy, that a lot of our men might find very attractive, very alluring, and be able to settle down and have a lifelong partnership. In this video, I'm bringing a clip to you from Philippine Family Life with Leah. Shout out to her. She makes some good videos, some good content. She is a woman from the Philippines, married to a foreign gentleman. In this video, she interviews some other Filipino women and asks for their opinion on several different topics. And we're going to do the same. We're going to watch her video, and we're also going to bring in Cheng and ask her some of the same questions. So I hope you enjoy watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. So let's go ahead and get to it. Don't forget to leave your comments below. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, because, my friends, it is free. So let's go ahead and get into it. And in the spirit of Cheng, I'm going to do it for her. Let's get it. Welcome in my partner in crime, Cheng. As you know her, we've been working on this together for a while now, and we really appreciate you guys watching. This video is special to me because it gives an opportunity for you guys to see what Filipino women are really like. So on this panel, we have 4 women who are sharing their opinions. And then I want to ask Cheng, we're going to ask Cheng the same exact question and get her answers and get her feedback and her feelings on the same questions.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get this started.
But before we continue, don't forget to watch till the end of this video, because we are going to give you question number 7.
Number 7 is coming up. It's the last question in the series. Make sure you write your answers down. Do not put your answer in the comments, right?
And shout out to Philippines Family Life with Leah. We're going to leave the link to their YouTube channel on the description box.
Right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. And you want to do your thing? Okay. All right.
Ready?
So
let's get it.
Okay.
So, first question about marriage. What do you guys feel or think about marriage? Do you still believe in marriage, guys? So, we'll start with Jelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course, I still believe in marriage because I came from a family which is very traditional. You know, in the mountain, that is very common there, that you need to get married first before having a SEX.
Yes, I still believe in marriage. And like you said earlier, cohabitation is still kind of like a taboo in the Philippines. Everybody still believe, or probably not everybody, but still a lot of people still believe in marriage.
Yeah, for me, yeah, I do. Yes, I still believe in marriage. Marriage is really important. You know, as July said earlier, she said that marriage first before sex.
So, first question, we heard their opinions, and what do you feel? Do you still believe in marriage?
I still do believe in marriage. Marriage is very important, especially in my traditional family, that you have to get married first before having children. You know, so because if you have kids before getting married, so it's like a disgrace to your family.
Okay.
You guys think you should be in dating before you move into the next living, like getting married?
Actually, before we listen to them, I'll ask you this question. How long do you think you should date, or how long do you prefer to date before you would consider marrying someone?
With my age right now, I think it is very important that at least you vet that person carefully for at least more than a year. But when I was married before, me and my late husband Carl dated for 7 years before
Wow,
getting
7
married.
years.
Yeah, but as time goes by, you have experiences, and then you basically have an idea on what to look for in a relationship. So for me, quantity is not really, or the duration um, of how long you would vet that person doesn't matter to me anymore, as long as you have that quality relationship from the start. So usually 3 months, I don't think I'll be marrying someone in 3 to 6 months, but I think fairly 1 year, more than a year, could be just the right time for you to vet someone carefully and see if you could lead into getting married.
So if you met a dude and you really hit it off and everything is perfect and all that stuff, and 4 months after you meet him, 5 months after you meet him, he proposes to you, pulls out a big ring and all that stuff, you wouldn't marry him?
I'll think about it, but of course, if he'll be proposing in public, I'll be accepting his proposal, but we have to talk about it inside because I don't want to humiliate him in front of other people. I'll have to accept it, and then we'll talk about it with just the two of us.
That's a good way to look at it. You don't want to make him look bad in public, whether or not you accept the proposal or not. He probably accepted in public, so at least you save his face.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to what they have to say and hear their opinions.
It's not about it, how long. That is not matter. It's because if your partner is want to be with you and also you like to be with him and you are both ready, then there are many people, they get married even they're 2 months in a relationship. Yeah, and some people they are 10 years in a relationship but they never talk about marriage.
I don't think there has to be a timeline. I would say that as long as you are sure about each other and that what you're doing is something that both of you wants to commit, of course, forever. So yeah, I don't think there is a timeline for it. Some people would take years to get married, and some people, like she said, would take days.
Yeah, and it's a big decision, So, as when as you're ready, so I think that's the time that you should be married.
As long as you guys understand to each other, why would you wait for many years?
And I kind of understand this, what she's saying, in that it has a lot to do with their age, right? If some of these women might have, have different experiences when they're younger, but when you're younger, you said you and Carl dated for 7 years,
Yes.
but you were really young, you had no children, right? And so now you're in your 30s, in your mid 30s, it's a different ballgame.
Yes.
Dating someone for 7 years would be crazy, right?
Yes.
So I think the key is to vet carefully. We
Yeah.
always, probably every video we've made, we advocate vet carefully. I don't care how great she looks, how great she acts. I don't care how great he is or how great he acts or what he says or how big the ring is. You need to vet carefully, and that takes time. That definitely takes time. So,
Would you date somebody or a guy that have no intention of getting married?
No.
No.
I will never ever date with a guy again with no intentions about marriage.
Yeah.
Because I really value marriage. And what if we already sleep together and we're just living together, and after years we broke up, and and he don't have plan about marriage. I don't like a guy without a plan.
Because for me, I always ask, like, what's your plan? Do you have plan? Like, let's say, because as Filipina, we really want to be secured, right? So if the guy said, if I ask, like, so do you have plan, like, to get married? We're gonna get married, and then if he say like no, okay, I'm gonna say like, bye, next one. Next one, bye bye. See you later.
I would date somebody who has the intention of the same intention as mine. So it doesn't have to end up, every relationship, for me, this is just for me, every relationship does not have to end into marriage. Again, because relationships can thrive without getting married.
I kind of agree with what she said. I think for everybody, it might be different for each person. Some people may not want to get married. And especially a lot of guys coming over to the Philippines may not want to get married because they've had some, some difficult relationships in the past. So it's important to have that talk, to find out what each other's intentions are, vet carefully. I've said it a million times, vet carefully. You, as a guy, you should be looking at her thinking, look, is this a woman that I can see myself with for the rest of my life? Is she showing me behavior? Is she showing me things that make me feel confident in who she is, that she could be my wife or she could be a lifetime partner for me? And the woman should be thinking the same thing, because you have to be thinking long term, not just short term, not just 1 month or a few months. Yeah, it needs to be long term.
When you're with someone, you have to know his intentions, and then your plans, it has to be aligned with yours. So I kind of agree that when you date to marry. Every relationship has its own dynamic. So if you don't have to end up getting married, but at least you have that goal that you are both leaning towards a long committed relationship.
All right, let's move on to the next question.
Say that you have no kids, and would you consider dating a guy that can't able to give you children?
Okay, I'm going to let you answer this first because I think your answer is probably going to be a little different than theirs.
Yes.
So.
I would date someone who won't be able to give me children, because I expressed my intention that I don't want to have kids anymore. So I'm already settled with having 2 boys, and I'm fine with not having kids in the future. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and again, I think this has a lot to do with age.
Yes, with
right?
age.
Because people are at different stages in their life. And for some of these young women, they might be a little younger than you are.
Yeah.
And some of them might be a little older than you are, actually. So I think it has a lot to do with their age and how they feel about this question.
Yes.
No.
No.
Unless if he is vasectomy and it is revisable, I will. But if not, then no, because I'm single woman, so I'm looking for children in the future, and I will not let myself hanging without the kids. Of course, I will not date with a guy who can't provide me a kid.
Okay, so granting, right? I have no kids and I'm already 40 and somebody is very interested in me and I love him, right? So would I date him even if he cannot have kids? Of course, yes. Because again, age is really a huge factor of bearing a child. So it's not that I cannot bear a child now, but I'm already 40, so it might be risky. So yes, I would date somebody who cannot give me children at this age. Maybe if I was younger, it would be a different answer.
Right.
If I love that guy, well, yeah, I consider to date a guy who can not give me a child.
So it definitely depends on their age. There's a lot of factors that are included in that decision. So I think it's interesting to watch these women, how they present themselves, how they carry themselves. You don't hear them cussing throughout the video. They're very articulate. They're all very pretty women. I mean, maybe none of them are 10s, but all very pretty women in different stages of life. These are not just young 21-year-old girls. These are actually women in different stages in life. It's interesting, the girl on the far side, it sounds like she's had a couple of experiences dating some guys who didn't have intentions to get married or have children. And she finally cut the cord and said, you know what, I'm going to start all over. And it's probably a good decision on her behalf. So anyway, let's go ahead and continue to the next question.
So at this generation, do you think marriage before sex still exists?
I will start with you. Does marriage before sex still exist? And this is a good question because, the culture in the West spreads throughout the world. So I'll let you go ahead and finish.
This is just my personal opinion. So for me, marriage before sex doesn't exist anymore in this time and age, because the influence of social media and saying that for most couples it's okay to do it, that it has something to do with social media and the internet. The younger generations nowadays feel that it's okay to have sex before marriage.
Okay. All right. So just to make sure I understand you. So you're not advocating one night stands and free and open sex, but you're saying you understand that times are different and that sex before marriage is more prevalent now than it was in previous generations.
You took the words out of my mouth.
I do what I can. I do what I can. Okay, let's see what the ladies have to say about it. Let's see what the other ladies have to say.
Yeah.
Yes, it is still exists, especially those people who are very religious. Yeah, those young women who are raised by their parents with a religious life, you know, they are very conservative. But here in the city, it is very common that sex before marriage, you know, marriage before sex is not common here anymore. It's because of social media influence.
They're same because because of we also have a lot of parties there. So baile. Baile, tibuok.
I would say that it depends on the parents how
Yeah,
they
depends
raise
on the
their
parents.
children.
Right.
Like if the children, I think, like they really respect their parents. I think that's where marriage before sex exists. But it's like
It's hard to fight temptation. It's hard to fight.
Especially if you start drinking alcohol, oh my goodness. And then when you touch the guy, like, oh my, namorante na. Gahi na, very, very strong. Ay, how can you?
Okay, so for me, I would definitely agree to what she said. Yeah, I would definitely agree to what Jelly said. The percentage of people getting married before sex is at a very low percentage.
So one thing that strikes me when I'm watching this video is I'm looking at the girls. I'm looking at all these girls, and they're definitely different ages. You have it looks like one gal in her 20s. The other gal says she's 40 years old now. The gal on the far right is definitely probably in her mid 30s. Would you say?
I think
probably
so.
in her mid 30s. She has a channel. I can't remember the name of her channel. And she's actually pretty funny. She actually really is funny. I just picked up on this thing when she said you touch the guy and I didn't realize what she was talking about until just now. Actually, I'll try to find her channel and put a link to in the description box below so that you can check out her channel as well. But the one thing that really hits me is you look at these ladies and they're all fit, they're all feminine, they're all friendly, they all have a friendly disposition. They're all nice, well-spoken, articulate. Regardless of your age or their age, I think any man would be very proud to be seen with a woman who looks like this. And I really believe that most men in the West would love to be with a woman who looks like any of these women or who looks like Ching. Ching, you look very beautiful today.
I
by
thank
the way.
you so much,
I'll tell you that.
Rich.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I think that's the purpose of this video and a lot of our videos is to show men that you have other choices. It's not to smash. It's not to bash women in the smash. It's not to bash women in the West. It's not to say women in the West are so terrible, but it's just to present other options for men who don't feel like a woman in the West is for them. Let's continue with our interview and check out the last part of this.
Okay.
the ideal wedding.
Yeah, what is my ideal wedding? Of course, a church wedding. Good when your wedding is held in the church, with the priest, and you are promising about the vow. The vow is very important. That makes you feel that you are very committed to that person.
My ideal wedding, again, for me, it is not about the party. So I'm fine with civil wedding where it's just me and my partner exchanging our vows. But I'm actually conflicted between that and a garden wedding because I love nature and I would love to be surrounded by, greens in my special day. But even if I'm actually going to do a garden wedding, I want it really small. If I can actually do just me and my partner, I would do it. I would do it. But I have kids. Yeah. Yeah, so probably a garden wedding with just 10 people, 5 people on my side and 5 people on his side.
I love that.
I think better to have just few guests because let's be practical. I don't want to spend a lot of money. It's because of that, for me, as long as the press give you blessings and you have the paper, like it sound good.
I mean, do you actually want to get married? What's your idea? What's your ideal wedding?
If I want to get married, then I would want a beach wedding, but I'm also okay with the civil wedding because that's what we did with my late husband. We had like a civil wedding, and then just very small wedding, like who's present are just my parents, his parents, and then just a ninong and a ninang. A ninong and a ninang is a godfather or godmother. Okay, so just a witness for your marriage. And then eventually, me and Carl decided that we want a church wedding, but it's a very, very simple wedding. It's called Kasalang Bayan, where the church invites people who are not married in the church, and then you get married with the blessing of the priest. It's for free, blessing from the church from the priest, because that's what I wanted, the blessing from God. It's like a blessing from God. So for me, like really, it's not the wedding, it's the marriage.
So for you other Western men out there, I think you understand, I think you can relate to me and how I feel. I think a lot of women in the West get so caught up in the moment. They get so caught up in the ring, the size of the ring. They get caught up in the whole moment, the wedding. And a lot of women end up caring more about the wedding itself than they care about the actual marriage. I think it's important to keep things in perspective, which is that maybe the rest of your life might be more important than that one day. So I think that's something to keep in mind. So I hope that most of you guys and girls have enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making this video and enjoyed listening to Cheng and interviewing Cheng. I don't often get a chance to interview her because we work together and we're always grinding, producing, editing, and all this stuff with videos. So probably most of this I already know because we get to talk about a lot of stuff.
I agree.
And so, but I think it's cool to be able to share her perspective with a lot of you guys out there. So I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Now let's get to
question number 7.
So question number 7, there may or may not be an actual answer in the videos, but you're going to have to comb through some past videos to get the answer, or to come close to the answer. So whoever gets the answer will be the winner. And I think most people are not going to get this answer, but very few might, but very few will. And so question number 7 is, how old am I? Right? So there's been several hints in lots of videos in the past as to my age, but I don't think we've given out my actual age.
Yes.
So the question is, based on all the knowledge you know and everything you know about me, how old am I? Don't forget, do not write your answer in the comments. What you need to do is at the end of this video, when you watch this video, put all 7 answers. Put all 7 answers in the comments and send them to us. Whoever has all 7 answers correct, or actually, we're going to say whoever is the closest, right?
Yes.
Whoever is the closest will win. We want someone to win. So whoever is the closest will be the prize. So whoever is the closest will be the grand prize winner
of a Rich Rich Abroad t-shirt
and a huge gift certificate to one of your favorite places.
Yes.
All right.
So I think that's all for today.
For Richie Rich Abroad, this is Richie Rich.
And this is Cheng. We're out.
We're out.